Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we are looking at Night Terror's Wonder Woman issue 1. This is a two-part story from DC Comics. It's a tie-in to the Night Terrors miniseries, written by Josie Campbell, art by Juan Ferreyra, letters by Pat Brosseau. Jay Lee and Chung did the cover. Chris Rosa was the associate editor. Brittany Holzer was the editor. Paul Kaminsky group editor. Now, I like the cover. It's got sort of this 1940s look to it. It's really cool. The gold coloring is a nice touch too, because that really makes the shadows and the sky have kind of a surreal look to it. But this scene does not play out in the book, not really. Also, this is not a Wonder Woman story, this is a Justice League Dark story, so know that going in before you spend your $5. Wonder Woman and Detective Chimp meet up with John Constantine because for some reason he needed to be instituted in the mainstream DC universe, even though he's totally antithetical and dark compared to what would be going on in the DCU. There would be absolutely no tolerance for what Constantine gets into. So I don't know why he's part of the main DCU, but anyway, he's sort of the lead wizard on this one. And they're going through this nightmare realm and attacked by various things, but Constantine uses his magic quite a bit. He eventually comes across what he thinks is Zatanna, but it doesn't really look like that's the real Zatanna. Meanwhile, Wonder Woman and Detective Chimp have to face off with their own fears, and then we're left with a cliffhanger ending. Then there's a backup story of Nubia, written by Stephanie Williams, art by Meghan Hetrick, colors by Marissa Louise, letters by Becca, Carey, associate editor Chris Rosa, edited by Brittany Holzer, group editor Paul Kaminsky. And Nubia is having a restless sleep with her female lover before she is dragged into a well and meets a corrupted monster that was at one point somebody that she cared about. Overall, the main story is not too bad. It's just misbilled as a Wonder Woman story when it's clearly a Justice League Dark story. And Wonder Woman isn't even the lead in here, as far as I can tell. John Constantine is for the majority of the story. Also, I'm not a huge fan of this art style. There's times where the art is fine, but then it becomes very manga inspired, and you get weird perspective shots where people's fists look as big as their head, and you get these goofy action lines, and there's other times where it's just silly looking and rushed. There's one specific panel where Constantine and Detective Chimp are running, and the art looks like it's out of Mad Magazine. It's totally antithetical to what else you saw earlier in the book, because it's much more cartoonish and over the top. And the book continues to do that. It fluctuates between semi-okay art and weird manga art. I don't think this artist has a particular style that they've really kind of attached themselves to. It's just sort of a mess of different styles, almost like a kid's sketchbook, where someone is trying out different art styles and sort of just mashed them all together into a book. And like I said, some of the art's pretty good, but there's a lot of panels that are just really hit and miss, and some that are just miserably bad. The backup story, I absolutely hated the art. I didn't like the story. I don't know why Nubia is wearing a bonnet for part of this. I don't care about these characters at all. It was a very talkative story that really didn't seem to go anywhere, and it was just a lot of girl power with some mandatory lesbians. That was a complete waste of time. As far as the value of this book, is it worth the $5 cover price? Absolutely not. This is at best a $1.50, $2 book. I wouldn't pay more than that for it. Grab it out of a dollar bin. If you pay more than $2 for it, you're gonna feel ripped off. The story is okay, but the art is a complete scattered mess. The backup story especially has really bad art, and the main story has at best mediocre art that I would expect to find in a Dynamite book that had low sale numbers. So I don't know what they're thinking. The cover is really good, and it makes you think there's gonna be good art inside, but nope. So I didn't much care for this one. I probably will read the second one just to review it and see if it's going to resolve itself well for the sake of the channel, but beyond that, I'm not going to recommend it unless you pull it out of a dollar bin. No way. Save yourself the time and money and buy something better. Go buy Conan. That's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. If you'd like to help the channel out in other ways, links are in the description to various support methods, and as always, we hope to see you on the next one.